As the Warriors enter Mount Smart, which will have the biggest crowd we expect since 2008, when the Warriors played the Roosters in the finals. 4 straight wins will do that. Look at these scenes. And if you think it's loud now, wait until they spot the Warriors jerseys. There was a huge fan afternoon yesterday afternoon in the city centre. Far more people than expected turning out for that. And as a result, the flags are waving, not just at Mount Smart, but up and down the roads of Auckland, indeed the country that is New Zealand. Not only are they winning games, but they're scoring plenty of points as well, averaging 25 points per game across the first month. The home team keeps the Cowboys waiting, and here they are.
Everyone getting in on the action. This man in particular, Bunty Afa, leading the way 3 games off the bench and got a start last week against the Roosters, doing basically 2 stints of 20 minutes and averaging good numbers. 115 metres. Peta Hiku, one of 6 Peta, 4 brothers and a sister from Gisborne, of all places. There's a lot of cutlery at the table and a big fridge for Peta Hiku. He left in 2013 to play for Manly, but he comes home in 2018.
A try scorer last week against the Roosters. What a rousing victory it was. Matt Chechen is the referee. Phil Henderson, his assistant. So the scene is set. This is the first NRL doubleheader in New Zealand. And the second leg, Warriors-Cowboys, is go. The home team chasing a perfect 5 from 5 against the desperate Cowboys, led into battle here by Scott Bolton. He did such a good job stepping up last year in the absence of Matt Scott. And we'll have to do it again for up to 3 months. Who knows? Maybe the season with Jordan McLean nursing that really tricky foot injury. Jake Granville finds Matt Scott. We've seen a thrilling and highly entertaining first leg of this doubleheader, with Benji Marshall kicking the Tigers to victory against Melbourne for the 2nd time this season. They've beaten the Storm 11 points to 10 a short time ago. Here's Thurston completing the opening set. He goes along the ground, down to Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, the Warriors captain. Not only exciting with ball in hand, but his defensive save this season, simply outstanding. Not once, but multiple times coming up with try-savers when it looked like it was impossible, Darryl.
Yes, for sure. And Jonathan Thurston there, just knowing that space. They would have watched the first game here of the doubleheader and known that the ball in behind on a slippery surface. We had a shower of rain about half an hour before that game. It's been dry since.
Go 3.
Ignatius Parsi gets to the play of the ball. Isaac Luke, one of the eye-catching players for the Warriors across the first month. A full pre-season, he's fit. And most importantly, for coach Stephen Kearney, he is certainly firing the veteran back to some of his best early in 2018. So the completion of the Warriors' first set falls to Green, who goes along the ground, down to Hampton, camped in the corner, and Ben can't get back beyond his 20. Tackled right on top of it.
Yeah, just kicking parallel to the touchline. A good chase. Solomoni Carter now comes up with a double. Afoa over the top with some power.
Kyle Phelps feeling the full force of Bunty Afoa, who goes again. This time it's the other winger, Antonio Winterstein.
Go 3.
Scott angles his run towards Isaac Luke. Adam Blair around the legs. Luke finishing off up top.
Come on, Tahu back, mate. Go 4.
And Granville loops at a dummy half and finds Bolton. So nothing fancy from either team early stages of this round 5 encounter. Thurston will complete this time, looking for a torpedo, and he gets it away beautifully high above Mount Smart. And the grab comes from Tuivasa-Sheck, the offload through Johnson, straight away a bit of room, and the crowd is invited to find its voice.
Oh, good work, Tuivasa-Sheck. Pretty tough spiraling bomb to get. But not only did he swallow it, he shifted it straight away and they found some space. Hiku over top of Thurston as well.
Here's Tohu Harris. What a buy he has been And the key for the home side tonight, Darryl, will be to get Johnson back, to welcome Simon Mannering into the ranks and not expect them to do the job. The Cowboys, of course, welcome Stars back after their grand final run and haven't been able to recapture that form.
They won't be too far away from clicking, and you're talking the likes of Morgan and Thurston Johnson with the ball. Tuivasa Sheck out the back.
Last tackle.
He goes on his back, 25 metres out. Final play, Warriors. Through Johnson, fires a bullet pass for Blake Green to go high. And gets down towards Kyle Ferret, great in the air. He gets it and goes to ground. Justin Morgan is sidelined with us tonight. And Justin, gee, there's some noise in this arena.
Yeah, certainly is. It's a fantastic atmosphere down here. The crowd's building slowly through the earlier game, and they're in full voice. As you mentioned about the conditions, there was a little bit of rain earlier on in the day, so it's a little bit slippery. So ball control, especially in the ruck, is going to be really important for both teams. We saw in the previous game a lot of handling errors. So I think the team that controls the ball in the slippery conditions will go a long way to getting the victory this afternoon.
Well, no errors yet. Nearing the end of the first 5. Cohen Hess plays it. Granville sends it down the short side. Morgan kicks and chases. But Roger Tuivasa Sheck happy to watch it tumble into touch about 15 metres out.
Just happy to knock out the completions here. Camp the Warriors down their end of the football field. Sam Lasoni's been good. Used off the bench by Steve Kearney this season. Brings some real energy and speed of interaction when he does get onto the football field.
Cowboys with a good record recently against the Warriors. They've won their last 4 against the men from New Zealand, dating back to early 2014. In fact, they haven't played at Mount Smart, the Cowboys, since late 2015. And what a game it was for them. They won that 50-16. They face a much tougher assignment this evening, given the start by the Warriors to season 2018. Now Isaac Luke finds Harris straight into Gavin Cooper and Scott Bolton.
Come on, Matt. Hold. Go to Gavin Cooper.
Bunty Afoa with all that hair trailing. He's held by the 2 Scots, Bolton and Matthew. Good run.
Ignatius Parsi. Good yards on the left. Luke out of dummy half to Green.
And Solomon Carter bursts through. Support on the outside, and the Warriors race in first. Ken Mormalo brings this huge crowd to life. But what about the bust to set him up?
Oh, they're going upstairs. I'm not sure why.
Don't go 5, mate. Good try. Just touching your goal, Wayne. Thanks, mate.
Well, Ken Mormalo is claiming his 2nd try of the season. The finish is all good.
That's too easy for a winger this day and age.
Last season, 23 games, 7 tries, his best haul in a single season. He's up to 2 early in 2018, Ken Mormalo.
What about the run from Ignatius Parsi to set up a nice little channel on the left here? And then Isaac Luke and Blake Green put Solomon Carter away. A nice step off the left, and guess who's parked out wide? Big Ken Mormalo. I mean, the right-hand side of the Warriors has been the most potent this year with Fusatua, Hiku and Harris. And now the left comes to the fore. Solomoni's got 3 tries. This is Ken's 2nd. They're starting to find some form on the left.
Back to the breathing technique, a technique that is working for them quite clearly. Let's focus again. Let's settle down. It had its critics early on, but those critics are quickly dropping off, Darryl, and with good reason.
Yeah, when people start picking it up, if it works, why not keep using it? We might do it up here. 1, 2 and 3 on the in-breath.
So Sean Johnson back with the kicking duties despite that groin injury, that scare that kept him out last week. He was pictured on social media watching his team in his full Warriors kit. Happy to join the team, but across the Tasman. And he loved what he saw against the Roosters. He would have liked what he saw a moment ago from Carter and Mormalo. And he'd like to see this go through straight away. What a kick, Shaun Johnson. What a start, the Warriors. Justin Morgan, they're dangerous on both sides.
They certainly are, and it helps when you've got a 5'8" like Blake Green, who plays eyes-up football, got some ruck speed, overcalled down that short side. Great work here from Solomon Carter. He started the season with a great deal of confidence and a nice pass to his wingman, Ken Mamalo. Very hard to stop the big man that close to the try line. So a perfect start here for the Warriors, and the crowd very much enjoying it.
That's their 9th try down the left. They've got 8 down the right, 1 up the middle. So they don't have a favourite side at the moment, the Warriors. They're just scoring everywhere. The co-captain, Jonathan Thurston, along with Matt Scott. Some early food for thought.
Kyle Felt setting up for a nice high floating kickoff, and the Steeden falls off the tee. An anti-climax.
Little false start for Felt. Can he get a trick kickoff going? This one pretty straightforward, end over end, straight down the middle, taken by Isaac Luke. Well, that's the first time this season the Warriors have scored first points. They've conceded points in every game so far and won them all. How will they go as front runners early on as Bundy Afoa gets the leg drive?
Leads with a nice shoulder, doesn't he?
Go 2. Make the 10, Matt.
Now Ignatius Parsi in his 2nd season as a Warrior. He started his career here before jumping on the road to the Gold Coast. And look at this, another man back home. Leva Hapulu, Solomon Carter, great room for the Warriors.
Hold, fellas, hold. Go.
They're playing like a confident team. Now Green, end over end out towards Antonio Winterstein, who shields his eye, gets back to turf and then gets belted by the chasing Hiku and Fusatua.
Good catch, good timing by the chase team as well. What about the purchase of Pasi and Lavaha Pulu from the Gold Coast last year? Both those players really coming to the fore. I mean, Lavaha Pulu in the tackle here. He played 45 games in 2 years at the Titans, and last week played 80 minutes.
He's a great story. Lavaha Pulu playing game 50. When he spent 3 years toiling for the Wyong Roos, he considered giving it away, Darryl. A penalty here to the visitors, but his wife and family said, no, stick at it. And opened up for him at the Titans. Found good form, and here he is back home. Bringing his wife, Lena, and their young kids home to help his brother, Lavaha Pulu.
So the first penalty of the match goes to the Cowboys, and they needed it.
Has been a bit of a problem for the Warriors in their opening month of football, giving away too many penalties, especially early in games. So I'm sure Coach Stephen Kearney will make sure that that's the first and only one they give away, because it'll put their defence under huge amounts of pressure.
Alternatively, the Cowboys have conceded the fewest penalties, so they've been well behaved through the eyes of the whistleblowers as Granville jumps out of dummy half and finds Morgan chiming in. Cooper couldn't get a free look at the ball. A defender played an important role unintentionally there. Bundy Afoa tackles Granville. They're close to the Cowboys, looking for an answering try. Deep for Thurston. Shows it a couple of times and rolls it off the hand for Taumalolo. He couldn't really wind up. And Afoa around the legs along with Tohu Harris. Thurston picks up, threads the defensive line, and it sits up beautifully for Solomon Carter, who then copped a slap for his efforts.
Yeah, wrapped up ball and all by JT Thurston. It was a good set play that saw Morgan sweep around the back to the left. And Solomon Carter picks up the Thurston kick to Avasa Sheck, nearly on his way backwards.
The last time these teams played, RTS came up with 10 tackle busts. It was a defeat for the Warriors, but he played an important role. And here they get a penalty. A piggyback out of their 20-metre zone.
It's a little bit overzealous in the defensive line. Queensland Cowboys.
On the cross there, Isaac.
So Shaun Johnson has made a seamless return for the Warriors. When do the crowd get to cheer Simon Mannering? A real Warriors favourite, starting from the bench as he returns from a shoulder injury. Green across field, hitting the hole beautifully. Ignatius Parsi, it was well read. Thurston around the legs, Cooper up high. Bunty Afoa. And onto a flat pass. Bends the defensive line again.
Go 3.
Green. A change of angle. Toolu, Johnson. Now Tohu Harris had to turn to retrieve the pass and lost all momentum in the run. 20 metres out, 2 plays left. The Warriors down the short side through Johnson. And Hiku ran onto a flat pass. Ridden into the ground by Thurston. The Warriors wanted a penalty. No love. Johnson high across the front of the post. And Kyle Felt magnificent in the air. And his side gets the penalty.
Taken in the air also by Solomone Kata. I thought Ken Mamalo was going to go up and challenge. Have a look at this. Up they go. Well, it's only really a jump to grab Kyle Feld, isn't it, from Solomone Kata. I've been so impressed with the work of Isaac Luke and just how slick his passing is this season. Wanted to know the difference from the last couple of years with Isaac. He is lighter, he is leaner. I don't know how that transforms into his passing game, but it's been slick.
He's in his 12th season, his 3rd and final of the current Warriors contract after 9 years as a South Sydney Rabbitoh, Taumalolo. A handful to force to ground. They get in there eventually. And this is Matt Scott. Speaking of veteran players, he's in his 15th year, all at North Queensland. Back from that knee reco in 2017, Thurston to Morgan, who holds the pass up. Justin O'Neill was waiting in the run for the pass, it never came. Hess for Thurston and Bolton. Not a lot of urgency so far in this set from the Cowboys. Happy to explore. Out to the right, then up the middle. Now Morgan goes along the ground, straight into the legs of the Warriors, and Blake Green can play it.
Good chase out as Mamalo charges back in. Obviously Michael Morgan on the right edge with that kick. Blake Green just sitting back waiting for the kick, and he was under pressure as Johnson shifts it for Satua, now charging from the right.
So the Cowboys turn to defence. Justin Morgan sideline. How do you assess the Cowboys' early stages in this one?
Well, their attack just lacks a little bit of fluency, doesn't it? Their timing's just a little bit off, and that generally comes on the back of lack of confidence. So you can just see the difference between the two teams. When the Warriors have the ball, their timing is good. They're running onto the passes. The Cowboys are yet to find their feet. So I would imagine that'll be something that they need to fix up very, very quickly.
I've got to say, sorry, Morgs, that was a great kick from Sean Johnson and a chase to boot on the end of it. The Cowboys have been down there 3 times and failed to get the ball in goal for a repeat set.
Tohu again.
So Tohu Harris called offside. He concedes the penalty. It was a big roar for one of the crowd's favourite sons, that man who kicked and led the chase, and great purchase on Ben Hampton as he returned the kick.
Oh, the kick nearly was a 40-20 as well. Would have paid huge dividends. Interesting to see Ben Hampton be one of their better performers too over the last couple of weeks. Spent many a year in Melbourne, been groomed down there before returning home. Of course, originally born in Temora before shifting to the far north.
Scott Bolton
Thanks, Adam.
trying to avoid 4 straight losses under Paul Green. It's only happened twice previously.
It's okay.
Paul Green unsigned, so much success early on at North Queensland. The premiership, the grand final surge last season, but slow to start in 2018, his team. Just the win against Cronulla in round 1 to their name. As Matt Scott has a little juggle, but regathers and takes the tackle 9 metres out. 2 plays left for the Cowboys. Here's Morgan out the back. Hampton, a long ball out to his winger Kyle Felt, held desperately, and Ken Mamalo comes up with an important defensive stop but concedes the penalty.
You flopped in, mate.
Only just hung on, didn't he?
Solomon Akata, the man penalised, flopping in on the tackled player.
That was a fair call. Felt on Mamalo, one-on-one. Felt nearly coming up with the goods. So a good skip to the outside.
It's in line with Matthew. Hold the line, fellas, hold the line. Hold the line, hold. Hold, mate, hold.
A great opportunity here for North Queensland. Michael Morgan. Tap and go. They start the set at the Warriors 20-metre line. And it's Scott Bolton. And eventually put on his back.
Hold the line, mate. Wait for it. Wait. Hold the line. Come on back. Go.
Taumalolo waits on the right. Here he gets it straight up the middle. Jason Taumalolo. Adam Blair, an important tackle around the legs. And it has been ruled a clean loss. Look at the Warriors race in. Adam Blair, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck get a result.
I've got to say, Ignatius Parsi was over the top, but it was the legs tackle of Adam Blair which really pays the dividends here with Taumalolo. Every club that Adam Blair has gone to, he has excelled. This is a one-on-one with Felt, which gives away the penalty, and Ken hangs on for dear life. Now watch the low tackle here of Adam Blair. That chops the momentum with Parsi over the top. And Adam Blair, he just finds a way to reinvent himself at each club. Did so, of course, at Melbourne, and then to the Tigers, again at the Broncos, and now back here at the Warriors.
I think one of his great values is his leadership, and I'm sure Stephen Kearney's been calling on that Monday to Friday, making sure the training standards are very, very high, and he certainly started the season in really good form out on the field, but I think his true value for the club is Monday to Friday on the training field as well. He's got such high standards for a professional rugby league player.
As does this man, Tohu Harris, who brings all his learnings from Melbourne to the Warriors. Great success as a Melbourne Storm player, Tohu Harris. And he comes here wanting to grow as a leader, Daryl.
Oh, he does. And he's doing exactly that as well. It wasn't until the last 3 or 4 weeks in the pre-season that he actually really started to take control, Tohu Harris, vocally.
Johnson puts it through the hands. Tohu can show he's a kicker as well. Along the ground, picked up by Winterstein. Tricky to do so. It was down around his bootlaces, but he did it very well. Slipped under some higher contacts.
Yeah. Antonio Winterstein just trying to centralise play and looking for some space in the middle. One's a bit of a high shot from Adam Blair. That's Lava Harpulu right over the top of Scott Bolton.
Now the other winger, Kyle Felt, plays it. Justin O'Neill, not a lot of ball for him early in this game as we approach the 20-minute mark. Bolton, a typically busy start from him.
Hold, go for.
Granville goes it alone, now passes to Morgan, quick hands, Hess, beautiful, through O'Neill, on to Kyle Felt, who looks up and sees a bit of room. Now he straightens, offloads, back to Morgan, and the tackle count restarts. It was touched by the Warriors. Granville finds Thurston. And he looks to the referees and just makes sure that the tackle count restarted. It did, JT. You're all good. Taumalolo. How'd he go as a referee there, JT? Looked pretty much at home. Just exploring up the middle. 5 out in front of the uprights. Granville. Through Hampton, it's taken by David Bowen, who got away from Hiku. And still Blair is there to force the Cowboys onto the ground.
Go for it.
Granville to Hampton. And Bolton up the middle. So that's tackle 5. The last play coming from 8 out. It will go through Thurston. He finds Hampton. Hampton to the flat runner with an offload back to the fullback. The kick through the defensive line, but Roger Tuivasa-Sheck in great position. He dives to ground and they hold on again.
They do. A clever little kick. And Solomone Carter flirts with the sideline.
More than flirts, he's gone over it. It was a dangerous run when he set off down the short side.
Oh, was it what? It was a great little kick from Ben Hampton because he actually played on the outside for the last tackle and he gets the ball back. And then just trying to get out of his own end. Should have kept going the same way. O'Neill down low and Morgan over the top. Then they roll him out. He hands the ball back. Well, what is the ruling here? Because I reckon O'Neill's actually knocked it on. And Solomone Carter has unloaded the ball before going into touch.
I saw it, mate. It was me. I saw it. I did. You did, mate.
Simon Mannering about to enter the field, so expect a big cheer from the crowd as he comes onto the field for the first time this season after nursing an injury for the first 4 games.
yours, mate.
Yeah, a shoulder injury that he promised he would not rush back from. He wanted to get it right, so by returning tonight, he's telling us that he's good to go in his 14th season as a Warrior.
Jazz Tavanga there, he's not straight.
Granville through Thurston and Taumalolo. Again, the Warriors have done a good job on the Cowboys behemoth so far. Granville. Thurston says, let's change the direction. Explore again on the right side. Hess pulls up in his run. Blake Green appealing for a penalty. He better start tackling because Hess is very close. Hampton, a wild pass out of dummy half. Matt Scott picks it up. Cool as you like. A tough ball for a veteran front rower to retrieve.
Go for. Marcus good.
Thurston inside the 10. Cooper runs into the teeth of the defence. It's Adam Blair again, assisted by Johnson. Final play. Thurston at the 10-metre line. His kick comes off. Eyes at Luke. Retrieved again by Adam Blair. And here comes Simon Mannering. Game 281 for the veteran. He's back.
Yeah, he'll run straight in and get a carry too, for sure, Simon Mannering. Well, maybe he won't with the penalty given. Jonathan Thurston really needed to create some space to put the ball in behind, but he basically just kicked it straight at the legs of the Warriors players.
So all going well, Darryl. That man on screen will play game 300 in the Warriors' final home and away game. Obviously, he has to stay fit and clear of suspension, but he's eyeing entry into the 300 club this season.
Arguably one of the greatest players to don the Warriors jersey, up there with Stacey Jones and Ruben Wiki. Hugely respected by his teammates and loved by the fans here at Mount Smart.
Well, you heard the roar as they cottoned onto the fact that he'd entered the fray. He's the most capped Warrior, Simon Mannering. Vaha Pulu will play the ball just into Cowboys territory. Through Blake Green, and here's a carry for Mannering. Tackled by Cooper and Granville.
Go to. It's good.
And on in jumper 14, Jazz Tavanga. So a couple of changes from Stephen Kearney. As we're into the second half of this opening period, a long ball over the top to Hiku, who holds up the pass, does so again, and takes the tackle from Antonio Winterstein. Twice, Pusatua thought he was getting it. Instead, he jumps into dummy half. They sweep back to the left. Toru Harris.
Thurston's got a problem with the right shoulder.
He's camped out on the wing, Darryl. Jumping out of dummy half. The Cowboys, they kick and chase, but in the end goal, Kyle Phelps does enough.
Lovely little kick. Lovely and well tidied up as well by Kyle Phelps. There were problems for Jonathan Thurston on this left edge here, and it's his right shoulder. Watch Hiku go straight past him. That's some Thurston-like, defending out there to start with. And then see some space.
That's the attacking sets from the Cowboys. Line, either hitting legs or Blake Green able to thread.
David Pusatua.
Scott, keep working, mate.
Here's Mannering. This could be the Warriors attacking Luke. By Tavanga, he gets it around the ankle, stopping him. Luke for Green.
Straight.
So
Scott! Scott!
dropping. Picked up by Pulu, and he's at the 10. Walked a long way off the mark. Green, high across field, looking for the height. Gets there first. upended as he went for the ball.
Cowboys. Was it? Oh, fair enough. Boys suspended in the air.
Back it up.
Beyond the horizontal, mate.
Stays here.
I know it's easy. Contact with the attacking player. It's the protection that's applied, but try scorer.
The Fuss, as they call them. Beautiful work. Stayed on the chalk and waited for a class player to deliver a class pass. Flirted with the in-goal area, to be fair, once he got in the in-goal. Have a look at this. Johnson takes it right to the line and then bang. Gets on the outside of Winterstein. And David Fusitu'a is all balance and style, isn't he? It's actually easy for him.
What was he thinking as he ran past Ben Hampton, who could have pushed him into touch or touch in goal? This is ice cool. As if he wasn't even there, Ben Hampton.
Let's try 6.
What's the numbers, mate?
In game 5.
And a blistering start to the season by that man. Playing NRL game 62, that's try 38 for him. The Warriors return to their huddle, leaving the Cowboys with their own huddle. A crisis meeting of sorts. Down 10-0. And maybe more after this from Shaun Johnson.
Keep doing what I'm doing, or do we need more action?
Not just Fusitu'a's work in finishing off tries. He's been so good at carting the ball out of his own area as well.
Well, the importance of this man to the Warriors was just on show. A fantastic ball to give his winger a saloon passage. He drove his first conversion attempt over from out near the other sideline. How about second time around? Shaun Johnson, beautiful again. Justin Morgan, what a start this is by the home team. These fans love it.
Oh, fantastic start, and what a play from Shaun Johnson to get the timing of that pass, that sort of second man block play, to get that delivered to Fusitu'a. Here we'll see it in slow motion, goes to the line, jinks off his left. What a great pass, just over the shoulder of Peter Hiku, and Fusitu'a plants it down, give his coach a little bit of a grey hair after watching him put the ball one-handed 6 inches out from the dead ball line. But great start there from the Warriors. 12-0 up, well done.
And Justin, they directed that attack down the same side where Jonathan Thurston was in the defensive line. Clearly they think that JT's not 100% given his history last year with shoulder issues.
Well, they've sent a lot of traffic his way with some really short block plays with their middle units and isolating him, have to make the tackles one-on-one and then keep coming back to him. So the tackle count from Jonathan Thurston in the first 29 minutes will be nice and high. He's had to tackle some of the big men plenty of times.
It's in double figures.
30 minutes gone in this game. Both teams over 90% completions. High quality.
Go and get out. Come on, Ethan, wait for the play the ball. Hold, go 3.
The Warriors have a reward for it, leading 12-0. JT forced into 11 tackles so far, but camping himself out wide. In fact, on a wing now because of that shoulder knock earlier on. He comes back into the middle of the field in attack, and the ball comes in his direction. For the time being, the Cowboys find themselves 13 metres out. Corey Jensen onto the field in jumper 16. Here's Thurston looking infield. Ethan Lowe starting by the interchange.
Go 3.
Granville through JT. Now Morgan. This is O'Neill. He was wrapped up around the legs by Solomon Akata. Green over the top. Phil fires the ball for Morgan. And Jensen can't jump his way through the defence. held by Tavanga and Mannering. Final play inside the opposition 20. It's Thurston across the field looking for Winterstein. The Warriors get it.
Let go. Got the 10, mate.
Johnson it was playing the ball. And now Thurston rebounds again.
The second time Peter Hiku's sized up Jonathan Thurston and just charged into him. Good work in the air from Fusatua, who finds Johnson. And now Fuss comes again. That's what I was alluding to with his work rate in this end of the football field. Luke off for a dummy.
Ethan up! Ethan, strike, fellas.
15 shy of halfway. Ken Mamalo off his wing. Looking to use his big body, Fusatua and Mamalo. Big athletes on either flank for the Warriors. Harris runs onto a flat pass. It opens up again. Here's Fusatua. He'll kick back infield looking for Toru Harris. Ben Hampton. A really difficult pickup made to look easy.
Was a good pickup.
Coming through.
Bouncing awkwardly along the ground, and Tohu Harris coming at you. This is felt. What about that enterprising play as well? They shifted the ball to the edge. Tohu Harris come up with a kick earlier on in the game, and now they run it on the last to Fusatua.
As you guys mentioned, the completion rates of both teams very, very high. The difference being that the attack of the Cowboys are a little bit clunky when they get down into good field position, and the Warriors looking very slick when they get in good field position, able to post 2 tries early on.
Now Thurston chips the defensive line and has it land in front of Tuivasa-Sheck. Only the 2 offloads so far from the Warriors. This is the team that offloads most in the league through the first month of the competition. They're actually trailing the offloads 4-2. But we know that Adam Blair, Peter Hiku and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck can certainly open up second phase play. We haven't seen a lot of it yet.
There's a solid tackle there. O'Neill and Morgan on Levaha Pulu. Interesting to see where Simon Mannering's actually playing. So he plays in the middle with the work of Tohu Harris on the right and Levaha Pulu on the left. He plays as a mid player in this section.
Solomon Akata only just picks the ball up off his hips. It was given to him by Blake Green. Isaac Luke. Quick hands, and it was almost intercepted by Thurston. It was on the outside in play by the Warriors. Well read by the Cowboys co-captain, and he was almost away.
Nearly away at both ends. Thurston for the Cowboys. And the inside pass from Mannering was to guess who? Johnson would have seen some space. Have a look at this. This is Hiku sizing up Thurston. Giving him the big don't argue. And then the reaction is Thurston just gets a hand to it.
Guys, we talk about milestones in rugby league, and we spoke about Craig Bellamy in the match before, adjudicating his 400th game. For the officials today, a couple of milestones. Matt Checken involved in his 450th game, either with the whistle or the flag. Phil Henderson in his first game out in the middle, young referee from Canberra, so it'll be a big day for him. And also on the touch judge, Brett Suddle, 250th involvement. So plenty of celebrations for the referees tonight.
Do they get to celebrate? I suppose so. We'll give them that. They got a tough time otherwise, but look at the Warriors through Mannering, walking their way within striking distance again. Luke, now Green. Here's Harris. He only just got it instead of JT, who was looking for another knockdown or intercept. 5.5 left in the first period. Isaac Luke stops in his run. Held by Hess and Tamare Martin. Ethan Lowe lending his weight to the defensive play. Tavanga. Now Green. Here it is again for the Warriors. Out the back, David Fusatua gets another double. Peter Hiku. A fantastic backhanded flick gives Fusatua another one.
Oh, brilliant work here. But there's some trouble for Hiku in goal here. He's clutching at his face.
I've got try. Just check there's no obstruction there. Thanks, mate.
Well, Hiku back up now after laying motionless on the turf momentarily. Look at it again, the quick catch and pass.
Jonathan Thurston makes a defensive decision to go in, so there's no obstruction at this point.
then Hiku, as he looked for his winger, just wore an arm of Ben Hampton. That's why he stayed down. But David Fusitu'a.
And David Fusitu'a stays in and grounds the ball. We have a decision.
Thanks,
His third double for the season. He's up to 7 tries for the season. It is all good for the Fuss.
This is supreme execution. Everyone does their job to a T. Harris with the block run creates the space for some catch and pass on the right. And yes, Dave Fusitu'a points to the skies for his double tonight. He's about to join some breathing exercises. Let's watch this. Tavanga, well, he parks Green, who then gives some space to Johnson. And Hiku had work to do. The flick out the back wasn't that easy, but he just made it for Fusitu'a. Right arm carry, out it goes, in behind Winterstein. Beautiful to watch.
David Fusitu'a hadn't scored against North Queensland coming into tonight. Well, he's ended that and how with a double. Last season was his best season of try scoring, 12 tries. Well, he's got 7 already. He's going to race past last season, surely.
The last time Peter Hiku and Fusitu'a played together, I think, was 2010 in the under-20s comp, the NYC, and they wreaked havoc then.
Well, they did it again right there against the Cowboys at NRL level. And the way this man is striking them, it'll be 18 easily. 18-0. And gee, they're looking good, Justin Morgan.
They certainly are, and that tries on the back of all the traffic they've been sending at Jonathan Thurston. He tried to cut down the time, and you could see him get caught in on that block runner, but because all the plays before have been going his way, he got out of the line. They decided to play at the back, and Sean Johnson and Peter Hiku showed some great class there and allowed Fusitu'a to get his second try of the night. They're in great form, this right side of the Warriors.
I mentioned the big bodies on the wings. Fusitu'a and Mamalo, both 23 years of age. But it's the Fuss flying highest early in 2018. And the restart high above Mount Smart, taken by Tuivasa-Sheck, and Mannering brings them back. The Warriors are trying to win 5 straight for the first time since mid-2013. Obviously, they've never won 5 straight to start a season. They're already in uncharted territory with 4. But you've got to go back to 2013 to find 5 straight. A mistake invites the Cowboys to land a blow late in the first half.
Yeah, poor old Adam Blair. We've just been giving him a rap. Let's see if they can defend a mistake now. This is the other part of the game.
Jensen has it for North Queensland.
Keep coming, mate. Hold, go 1.
Martin finds Morgan. His dummy doesn't fool anyone as he disappears underneath 2 Warriors. Luke and Pulu. Too slow off the tackle player.
Thanks, Brady. Hold the line. Hold the line.
5-3, the penalty count. Favouring the Cows.
So the Warriors' defence, as the 0 scoreline against them would show, rock solid so far. Really impressive at times. Can they hold the Cowboys out again? They're inside the 10. Thurston waits to the right. There's Tamale Martin. Finds his co-captain. Now Hampton. This is Morgan, a long ball for Phelps for the corner. He's too good not to score that. And there's the answer. They've waited 38 and a bit minutes.
General, tackle 3, mate. Got try. Check touchline and touch and goal. Thanks, mate.
And Matt Checkin's seen too much of Kyle Felt to not go try for this one. It's rudimentary these days, isn't it, Darryl?
Oh, it's all too easy for them. They're all that acrobatic, these wingers. Anything from 5 or 6 out, no matter which way their body faces. They seem to get the ball to the ground first in the in-goal area. And Cole Felt this will be try 4 for him. Some question mark on maybe a foot.
Now that's the hand of the cover defence coming across. The foot is elevated.
Grounds the ball and remains in the field of play. We have a decision.
That's why you wear bright boots. Is that an emerald green?
It's coming up, mate.
Let's go with that, Darryl. Emerald green it is, but it's a green light. Emerald or any colour, doesn't matter so long as it's green. And the Cowboys get it. Wave that flag. They're up and running in this one.
It's good execution here. Tamari Martin on the football field playing hooker for Jake Granville. Sends a perfect pass out to Thurston. Thurston on to Hampton. The other part of the spine and Morgan involved, and he finds Kyle Felt.
And why wouldn't you go towards Kyle Felt? 7 tries in 5 games against the Warriors now. His best strike rate against any opposition in the NRL. We've been marvelling at Kyle Felt, be it through the air or diving for the corner, for seasons now. He's in his 6th year in the NRL. Picked up 15 tries last season and has given Jonathan Thurston a difficult conversion attempt.
It's a toughie for JT, isn't it? Right down on the right touch. The shape he kicks with, the ball is actually moving away from the face of goal instead of coming towards it at the death. 10 from 15 so far this year. He's not his best stats. He's an 80% man.
Well, Daryl Halligan, you were the first man to post 2,000 premiership points. Talk us through this one as JT sizes up another 2.
Well, he started this well up through. This is perfect. Just enough draw on it. Just playing with the right post. Total control.
Doing a great goal kicker proud is Jonathan Thurston. Daryl Halligan nodding in approval. 30 seconds left in the first half. Paul Green is heading for the dressing rooms. He has a half-time address to deliver. And speaking about good strike rates as a coach, we've spoken about Craig Bellamy, beaten in game 400 with a 68% winning strike rate. Paul Green,
Just wait, mate.
168, lost 45, 60% as well. Isaac Luke.
Catch, now contact.
The kick-off deep. So seconds remaining for the Cowboys as Ethan Lowe takes the tackle.
Hold, Tahu, hold, mate. Now. Hold.
Do they contemplate a trick shot late in this set?
Move. Isaac off the arm.
Just a couple of plays up their sleeve, if not the one. John Asiata. He takes the tackle, 13 short of halfway. And that is the end of the first 40. The Warriors exploding with 3 unanswered tries before the Cowboys answer with 1 of their own. After the first 40, a David Fusitu'a double has helped the Warriors lead the Cowboys 18-6. The second 40 gets going. Yes, the Warriors top 4 in the league for tries and line breaks. Nothing wrong with their attack. I'm sure the coaching team will say more of the same, please. 3 tries in the first half for the Warriors. 2 from David Fusitu'a. The other from the other winger, Ken Momalo. Threatening down the left and right. And this is Jazz Tavanga.
Cohen, release. Let go. Come, hold, go 3.
Now Isaac Luke shoots out of dummy half and threatens to break them. It was only an ankle tap, but he gets the offload away. What about this for a statement in the opening set of the second 40?
Go, 4, shorten it.
Harris played it. It goes back through Johnson now. Pulu. 10 metres into Cowboys territory. And they arrive at the last.
Wait, mate, wait. Go.
Luke spots Sean Johnson, who drives it towards the sideline.
I got the 10, mate.
And Winterstein has it, stumbles and goes to ground. Darryl, over the last 4 games, the Cowboys in the first half have been beaten 70-26 combined. Of course, they lost the previous 3 games. They're down in this game 18-6. 70-26 across their last 4 first halves.
Yeah, but you know what happens in the second half is the players get tired and Jonathan Thurston comes to the fore and players start warming up and warming around him, and he wants to run the ball a little bit more. That'll be the challenge here. Game management in the second half. This Cowboys is not a problem.
Hold, wait, go 4. Good work.
Tamari Martin through Thurston. Now Hampton on to David Bowen. Scored his only career double against the Warriors.
Django.
Yep. Uncle Matt is Mango, so he's Django. Makes sense if you follow it.
Cohen. All good now, mate.
A young centre.
One 10.
David Bowen. But right now, the Warriors.
He just charges, doesn't he, Ken Mamalo? Picks a target, says, I'm coming at you. This time it's Ethan Lowe, and he was up to the task. But you feel it. You feel it across the whole ground.
There's a few in that mould. Solomon Carter, another one. Just spots the defender and accelerates at him. Thurston likewise there at Jonathan Thurston. The two number 7s with eyes only for each other. There's Peter Hiku. There's been great physicality in the Dragons play, the other unbeaten team across 5 rounds. And certainly the Warriors aren't shirking the physical side of rugby league either.
Last tackle, fellas. Hold.
They're thriving on it, in fact.
Wait, mate, wait. Go.
Carter finds Blake Green deep. And it's a wobbly kick upfield that will bounce and sit up perfectly for Hampton.
Run 10.
The next time the Warriors come out of their own end, check the width of Isaac Luke's pass. He is passing much wider from the ruck than he ever has. And the Warriors are reaping the benefits for it.
Good charge from Winterstein. Attracts a penalty.
The Warriors certainly can't afford to do that. Their kicking game and field position is going to be really important this second half. Cowboys haven't scored any long-range tries so far this season, so if you're going to give them field position via penalties, you're going to invite them back into the game. So hopefully Blake Green and Sean Johnson can kick some really good field position for this Warriors team.
There are a host, Justin, of Warriors who haven't ever beaten the Cowboys. 0-3, 0-4 against the men from North Queensland. I'd love to taste victory against them tonight. And it's Tamare Martin with Ethan Lowe running off his hip. Low to the 20-metre line. Options both sides for Martin. And he sends it to his left. Thurston puts a little step on. Thought about passing instead. He's held by Harris and Tulu.
Hold. Go. 3.
Martin, this is Asiata. Lowe just drops underneath, inside the 10. Tried to get the leg drive going. But Kavunga is around his ankles now. They scored the final try of the first half and are hunting the first in the second. It's Morgan out the back. Hampton a long ball. And felt wrapped up comfortably. He was running out of real estate and straightened into the arms of Carter and Mamalo. Morgan across the face of the uprights. A contest in the air coming. Knocked on by Hiku.
Knock on Warriors.
So the Cowboys will come up with more ball in great position.
Yeah, exactly. This will test the Warriors. Peter Hiku, I thought, had a clear take at that as well. 2 hands above his head. It was a good kick. Didn't go right out to the 6'4" David Fusatua. They just kicked to 10 beside the post. And the contest here. Oh, did Gavin Cooper get a hand on that?
Let's go, boys. Heads in.
If it touched Gavin Cooper, I think they've judged it's gone backwards off him, but Hiku also with a touch. Propelling it towards the opposition goal line. Knock on Warriors. So Thurston and crew, can they create something? Early in the second half.
Adam, bend your back. Get your head in. Head in, Roger. Wait for it, fellas.
Ethan Lowe and Adam Blair just in each other's face.
Just bend your backs.
North Queensland, 20 completed sets.
Fellas, just pack.
The Warriors, just 16.
Head in, Tamare. Ball.
The senior referee gets in the ear of Lowe and Adam Blair, and they're still at each other.
Good work, mate.
Here's Cohen Hess. This is his range, isn't it? Still going towards the in goal. Adam Blair over the top. Needs to behave himself in this range. Very close now. Corey Jensen.
Hold the line. Go. 2.
Martin. This is Thurston. Now Asiata rocks. Good contact came in.
Johnson.
Wait. Go. 3.
The halfback doing some damage defensively. Now David Bowen couldn't thread his way through. Tackled by Luke and Hiku.
Look him in with the arm. Go 4.
Martin long through Hampton. Onto Asiata. This ball-playing versatility player off Carter and down.
Just puts the left hand out. Solomon Carter reading the pass of Jonathan Thurston. I thought he was away. What about Sean Johnson coming up with that? Here we go out the back. Look at this. Solomon reads it. He's coming in to try and get a piece of Michael Morgan. Then he realises the ball's going to go past Morgan. Just a late lift. Sees a bit of a palm get on it.
Keep working on that 10, mate, okay? Yeah, it has, mate.
Have a look for
Let's go, boys.
Hampton,
Keep working on the 10, okay?
Thurston and Morgan all to be on the same side of the field. They look their most potent when the 7, 6 and 1 are all together.
Well, they are now, Justin, and here's a bit of room for Kyle Phelps. Inside the 10 again, held by Harris, Hiku, and Johnson.
Go one. Adam, no.
Now it's Thurston.
Adam back to the line.
And Asiata, in fact, it's Jensen.
Move. Let's go.
Corey Jensen fighting to get to his feet. 5 metres out. Thurston. Out the back, Hampton. A flat ball for Hess. Well read. Green, Mannering, Blair and Pulu.
Release now, fellas. Let's go.
All waiting for Cohen Hess. Martin to Morgan, shows it twice through Thurston, and this time the defence reads it on the other side of the field. Gavin Cooper shut down immediately. Thurston at the 10, holds it up and takes the tackle. Blair and Pulu tireless on their own goal line. Final play, Morgan kicks towards the in goal, and Blake Green gets it. Take a bow, Warriors, defensively standing sky high.
Certainly, Matt, take a bow, all right, because that attack is pretty slick from the Cowboys. Right, and then left. They go again. Then a kick right at the death of it. And Blake Green, this is Tamari Martin delivering for Morgan. He puts a kick in it. What about that? Slips catch for sure for Blake Green. Cops the knees of Cohen Hess over the top. Great defence. Sean Johnson standing up on the right-hand side. He had a couple of players running at him. And his defence has actually improved out of sight in season 2018.
Yeah, mate. Are you right to play the ball, boys?
Levaha Pulu. He played 80 minutes last week against the Roosters. Gets a little bit of a breather. Sam Lasoni, as he entered the football field, wasn't used in the first half, Sam.
Well, Justin Morgan, Blake Green has been from Parramatta to Cronulla to Canterbury, Melbourne, Manly and the Warriors, not to mention England. Why has he found such good form here in New Zealand?
Oh, look, he's a natural footballer, fortunate enough to have coached him in the UK for a few years. And look, he loves the game. He's got a great sense of when to kick and what sort of plays to run. He lives for rugby league, and so happy for him that he's found a home here at the Warriors, and he's really in fantastic form. He really complements the skills of Sean Johnson.
Speaking of Johnson, the completion is into open territory. Hampton has to hurry across. 40-20. He's kicked the 40-20. His first of the season. Blake Green with 2 already. So the halves on cue step up and stick the boot into the Cowboys.
Brilliant work here. Judging it to perfection first, his foot placement before kicking the football. Realising Hampton was right in the middle.
And here's Sam Lasoni back from suspension, straight into Tamari Martin and over the top of him. Green, Tohu Harris. They're in a mood again, the Warriors. Back for Adam Blair. His pass to ground in front of Green, cleaned up by Jazz Tavunga. Now Isaac Luke running out of dummy half. Getting the upper body free to offload again. Blair collared.
Come back, come back. Go 3. Come on, mate, all the way.
Now Luke loses the ball. They ruled that forward.
This just comes out of his hands, I believe. Isaac Luke.
Everyone up, shot clock starts.
Bounces along the ground. The first time this evening the attack hasn't quite clicked. We see Adam Blair play the football. And what does he do? Wow. Not quite too sure what he's done.
Well, he's just lost the ball, Darryl.
Quite in the grip of his hands.
Not enough grippo on the hands during the half-time break, but you know, the Warriors really good in the opposition 20 this season. They've been good defending in their own 20, but let's talk about in the opposition 20. They seem to go up a gear in intensity and urgency, maybe a bit too far right there for Isaac, but it's noticeable, isn't it? How it's head down, let's go hard in the opposition 20.
There's a real deliverance for the players around you, isn't it? There's the speed of play, the ball. It's the Cowboys now, their team to work it out.
Their structured plays in the good field position have been really impressive. They've scored a lot of tries from from set pieces, and they work really hard on those. And I know that with Sean Johnson, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck and Blake Green pulling the strings, I'm sure that they'll score plenty more before the season's out.
Adam, get out of there. Adam, up and square,
Corey
mate.
Jensen has been good for the Cowboys since coming on. Tamale Martin. And through Asiata.
Okay, locked up.
And now it's Gavin Cooper. Put on his back by Harris. First and 10 metres into Warriors territory. It's an awkward kick to take, but RTS, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck gets it.
That's just off the inside of his foot, Jonathan Thurston. Spiralling it back towards the middle of the football field. Here's an offload. Away they go. Mamalo charges, sees some space, says get out of my road. I'm going this way.
Tamale Martin standing strong. And now Isaac Luke. This is Solomon Akata. It is one after another at the Cowboys. And they concede a penalty. Too long on the tackle player.
Sheer speed of the play the ball here for the Warriors. It started with Ken Mamalo. This is it here. He gets up and away they go. Isaac says, hey, if no one's in front of me, I'll grab 15 as well. And then Solomon Akata riding off the back of it. The one-hand pick up, a little bit of footwork back into it. Interesting call here.
Well,
obviously
the
2 to go, 14 in front is the call.
Hello, mate.
There's a lot of value in just running hard, isn't there? I know we talk about the plays, the set pieces, and all those fancy things in rugby league, but there's some real value in just putting the head back and running as hard as you possibly can. There's some really good examples there from Ken Mamalo, followed up by Isaac Luke. So simple instructions, sometimes the best.
Well, when you're looking at what's working for the Warriors, they've only had just on 46% of the football, and yet they've outrun the Cowboys by 900 metres to some 670. So the run meter's really in the favour of the Warriors. Mamalo 100, Hiku 110, Luke 110. Just Cole Felt clocking up the century for the Cows.
So Sean Johnson just to the left of the uprights, 32 metres out. He's perfect so far tonight, drilling them from the sidelines. This one virtually in front. A little bit of distance to it, but this one should sail over given his kicking so far tonight. And they didn't move. The flag bearers lift their flags. So they're out by 14, 20-6 Warriors. Across the first 3 games, he'd been just above 60%, Sean Johnson, but he's kicking tonight his best of the season, Darryl.
Certainly coming to the fore. Mason Lino putting a little bit of pressure on last week, kicking 7 goals when Johnson was out with a groin injury. But nothing takes away from the class of the man.
Yeah, Mason Lino, 7 from 7 last week, and you raise a good point as Kyle Felt restarts high above Mount Smart, taken on the goal line. And this is Peter Hiku. You've got to feel sorry for the likes of Lingy Sow and Mason Lino, dropped to make way for Sean Johnson and Simon Mannering. So not only are the Warriors winning games, they've got some real depth at the moment.
Oh, they certainly have. Lasonia, a nice charge off the bench here too. And it puts a little bit of pressure across the park on all of these Warriors players. I mean, Sean Johnson's never really had any pressure to hold his spot on the team. With Mason Lino playing well, shows that we can win without you. Johnson runs the football, runs at Thurston, goes over top of Thurston.
Release now. Go for it.
Not having a favourable night in defence tonight, is he, JT?
There's a lot of traffic headed his way.
Last tackle.
And there's a tackle from Ethan Lowe, effective on Isaac Luke. 1-on-1, straight to ground now. Johnson off David Bowen. It's in no man's land. Picked up, goes to Vunga. Hang on. The penalty goes to the visitors. The Warriors offside, and it was to Vunga.
He just couldn't help himself, could he, Jess?
Hang on, mate.
When the football's around me, I've just got to pick it up, he says. Let's have a look. Well, here's a dummy half, and then he shoot it downtown. So no real play at the football.
It's an easy one and well picked up by the referees. So Ben Hampton, still no Lachlan Coote for the Cowboys. Yet to be spotted this season.
What's the arm?
Can this man create something for the Cowboys?
Hold, hold. Go.
John Asiata. He's gone from the bench to lock to halfback to 5'8", the starting prop.
Isaac!
Rare versatility to be able to play halfback and front row forward. Corey Jensen. In his second year of NRL at the Cowboys. Thurston, 20 out. And it just shuts down for him.
He sat in that.
And then he's shut down by
Luke with a shot on Jonathan Thurston. It's like he wore one.
Hold, fellas, hold.
The ref saw it.
Simon, hold. Go, 4.
It's been a rough night for Jonathan Thurston in terms of the treatment he's received. Battered and bruised today. And now Tamare Martin draws the penalty.
Down there. Same as down there.
This is starting to become a problem for the Warriors. 8-4 the penalty count. I'd love to have a look at that hit on Thurston again if we get a chance. Tamari Martin now exiting the field. A straight swap for Jake Granville.
He's been banged up, but as is typical of his 17-year career, he just keeps getting up and keeps going again. Jonathan Thurston, here he is, ball in hands. On to Morgan, Hampton long. They straighten through Winterstein. And then Peter Hiku was up to the tackle. They've been frustrated in the opposition 20 this evening, North Queensland. The only break a try to Kyle Phelps in the first half. Granville. This is Hampton changing the direction. A beautiful ball. Well read.
A better tackle by Mannering.
A fantastic stop. How much cleaning up has Simon Mannering done in his career? Because there he is again. Mop and bucket in hand. And he cleans up the middle.
Wow. Like I say, the attack from North Queensland has been exceptional. 96% completion. And they've played football as well, the Cowboys. But the defence, the last gap defence of the Warriors, that's on song.
Yeah, just echoing your thoughts there, Darryl. Their defence this season has been excellent, especially on the goal line. While they may have missed a number of tackles throughout the season, the way that they're covering for each other is a great to watch.
Oh, Michael Morgan with a shot. Lavaha Pulu hits the ground.
Now Blake Green on the back of that goes out on the full. A rare error from Green in 2018.
Well, you're happy to accept that error in a way because it's an attacking play. What about the run from Lassonet and then the tip on? This is Thurston where Isaac Luke grabs him. Maybe he sort of waltzed into it. And then Lassonet delivers for, well, that's Ignatius Parsi, who gets a shoulder from Morgan. Taumalolo.
All the way, Isaac. Come on, mate. Hold.
Back on the field.
So Ethan Lowe set sights on the opposition 20 again.
Get out. Come on. Hold, mate. Hold. Lock in. Good work. Wait. Go to. Well done.
Now Granville. Crossfields. This is Gavin Cooper.
Move, Isaac. Hold. Go straight.
Thurston with options inside and out. And Taumalolo put on his back.
Come back. Good work, mate. Go forward.
Granville sends it down the short side through Morgan, Cohen, Hess. Flat, but they've read it all night, the Warriors.
Last tackle, fellas. Hold on.
Ignatius Parsi giving him no room at all. Granville along the ground.
6 to go.
And they get another 6. A fresh set for the Cowboys.
Somehow played it.
Hold the line.
Down by 14. Into the final 20 of this one. From here we go to Newcastle. The Knights against the Brisbane Broncos. Complete your Super Saturday.
Hold, Isaac, go. 2.
Granville. Now Morgan. And Thurston a wraparound move with Cooper. It opens up for Ben Hampton, who skids in. And finally, the Cowboys get their second. Life yet in JT and his mob.
It took some work. The little double round here from Jonathan Thurston, creating another extra man, and then some speed on the outside. I think they get to the outside of Peter Hiku. They've defended so well This is a repeat set. Where was this played at? Yeah, fair enough. Blake Green sticks the right foot out of it, and Granville gets to go again. So they shift it to Morgan, on to Thurston, and there the double round. Just takes another player out of the equation, and Ben Hampton scoots his way over. Not needed on the outside. Just his second try in Cowboy jersey for Ben Hampton.
Yeah, his first this season, Darryl. A man who's played in grand final losses with Melbourne 2016, last season with North Queensland.
Hello, mate.
And the Mariba Gladiators, the 26-year-olds. 4 years at the Storm, and his second as a Cowboy. And it's an important try to keep his side in this contest, because they are being made to work really hard. I'll give you a stat regarding tackled in the opposition 20 in a moment to just underline how patient Thurston and the Cowboys have needed to be.
Kicked a lovely goal from the right-hand touch for his first goal.
Well, this is his side, isn't it?
And now he's on the left. He normally sends us way outside right post, and somehow sort of draws it back. Let's see what he can create. There it goes.
Beautiful again, Darryl. It's back to 8 points, but Justin Morgan, the patience from the Cowboys will need to persist. They've had 51 tackles in the opposition 20 compared to the Warriors 14.
Yeah, and that's down to the experience of Jonathan Thurston, just waiting for the right opportunity. A little double round play, and again, there's no substitute for speed in rugby league, and Ben Hampton just quick enough to get on the outside of his man and get his second try for the Cowboys in his time up at North Queensland. I was talking to Ben yesterday. He loves being back home, seeing family and so forth. Great young kid, and good to see him get a try there.
Right behind.
And still plenty of time for the North Queenslanders.
Catch, now contact.
This part of 17 minutes left. Ethan Lowe, the contact made look even more spectacular as the hair keeps going when the body stops.
Wait. Go.
Ignatius Parsi delivering a right shoulder.
I've
got to say, Matt, I don't know what the record books or the stats would say, but 97% completion for the Cowboys.
Hold the line.
Is there a record?
Just 2 errors.
Come back, Jazz. Hold, mate, hold. Go
I'm sure it's got to be close to 100%, but they're right on there, aren't they? 97% completions, and they're down by 8 points.
All the way, leave it. Hold, mate, hold. Go for.
They've been aided by 8 penalties to 4. As Cohen Hess crosses halfway.
Last tackle.
The first leg of this first New Zealand NRL doubleheader was decided by a field goal from the boot of Benji Marshall. The big crowd that built through the afternoon really enjoyed that first leg of the double, and this one might yet live up to that sort of finish.
People have been telling me the Warriors look fitter than any other time that they've seen them in a season so far. This will tell you the story. Nearly 65 minutes gone, and they need a completed set. They need to get out of their end here.
Alex Corvo playing a big role in that as part of the coaching team now at the Warriors. We saw their big finish to beat the Raiders. Back-to-back field goals from Sean Johnson. They're not coming from behind in this one, up by 8. And as the minutes tick away, 16 left at Mount Smart Stadium. Next, McDonald Jones Stadium, Newcastle against Brisbane. The kick high. Hampton given plenty of time to make a simple catch, but he goes close to the sideline and then offloads to Winterstein, putting themselves under all sorts of pressure. Well, Ben Hampton, what was he thinking?
Here's a moment. Moments like these change matches. So the Warriors do get out of their own end, but they only really get to the 50 before the high kick goes up from Johnson. And Ben Hampton decides to flirt with the sideline. Why? Thought he would have gone infield. Fusatua somewhat grabs him, then wants to ragdoll him towards touch, and he shifts the ball back to Antonio. There's a big play here.
Darryl, is the oxygen okay in New Zealand? We've seen some players struggling to gather their thoughts. Josh Adokar in the first game throwing the ball that led to a Tigers try. Who knows what price Ben Hampton will play right there.
When the Warriors start 4-0 to start a season going for 5, we are in rarefied air, I tell you, Matt.
Some of them appeared oxygen-starved at times. Johnson for Lissoni. Inside the 20. This would go close to the knockout blow if they land one here, the Warriors. And passing, beaten backwards in the tackle. Strong contact, Ethan Lowe. Tohu Harris, Luke on the run around. He pulls up, does a little dance. Thanks for sharing the floor with me, Gavin.
Hold and wait. Hold, mate.
Cooper has the final cuddle.
Hold. Go for.
Now Johnson. Sam Lasoni straightens into Matt Scott, Lowe and Granville.
All the way and hold. Go.
Luke to Johnson, along the ground, straight to Jonathan Thurston, who completes a great catch.
Yeah, Blake Green can do it at one end, Jonathan Thurston at the other. Javid Bowen comes in for a little bit of work. Lightly used tonight.
Move now. Hold. Wait, Isaac,
So Scott
wait.
Bolton back on.
Stay there, mate. 2. Run with it.
13 and a bit left at Mount Smart. Winterstein with a fast play of the ball. Granville finds O'Neill in support. A promising set, taking shape. This is the 5th play. Granville ducking and weaving. Just into Warriors territory. When they arrive at the last. Taumalolo, the biggest dummy half in World Rugby League, as the bomb goes up and down in the same position. Cooper catches and is then wrapped up by Sean Johnson. That will be our changeover.
And even that little effort there from Sean Johnson to bear hug Gavin Cooper and stop him getting the ball away. It was very dangerous situations, that second play after a big kick. I've got a feel for Anthony Gelling here. He only played about 4 or 5 minutes last week against the Airs. Hang on through the line as Big Ken. He might not get a game here this evening. He's the last player to be used as Solomone Carter charges the only one way he knows.
Had a long career in England, Anthony Gelling. Back to the Warriors when the options were running out, and he's played his first NRL game after coming through the Roosters under-20s, but he's been made to sit and watch in this one. Blake Green, supported by Johnson. Beautiful ball to Pettihiku, and he's pulled down impressively by Winterstein. Jazz Tavanga. Standing 6-7 metres out with an offload. Isaac Luke. Now Johnson gets away from Jonathan Thurston. Still going. The former Golden Boot. Bunty a 4. Just short.
The line was just there, he said.
Desperation time for the Cowboys as they look to stay alive in this one. Blake Green along the ground. Kyle Phelps back into the field of play. He had to stand and wait for the bounce to come down and then work to find safety.
Oh, they scrambled well, the Cows did. Johnson dancing on his feet on the right-hand side. Then Arfo having a crack at the line.
Winterstein goes backwards in a strong tackle.
Go 3.
Granville to Javid Bowen. 11 and a half left. The Cowboys at the wrong end of the field. Bolton disappears beneath their hair. Granville on for Hampton, who kicks. Straight down
Look at that.
David Fusatua, supported by Ken Mamalo, and Fusatua, another good return.
They must have such a short defensive line, the Warriors. All 3 outside backs were there ready for the reception of that kick. Mamalo with a nice charge again, and he gains the penalty. You watch the crowd come into this now.
Justin Morgan, can you hear yourself think down there?
Oh, look, the crowd's getting right into this, setting up the final 10 minutes of this game. And I feel there's at least one more try in this match. Both teams trading blows. The Cowboys, they just won't go away. They're a high-quality team. And if they can get on the scoreboard, they'll make the final minutes very, very close. But I'm sure the Warriors will want to put it to bed now, get another try.
To give you the impact of the outside backs for the Warriors, Fusatua, Hiku, Carter and Mamalo have all got over 100. And the person who's run the least is Roger Tuivasa-Sheck.
On 84, Darwin, you're right.
Keep working, fellas.
The only player in triple figures running metre-wise is Kyle Phelps at the Cowboys. Jazz Tavanga.
What a beautiful tip-on from Adam Blair.
Keep coming, mate. You're milking. Shorten it, go 2.
Isaac Luke finds Green, back to his hooker. Luke with a little skip, and he brushes past Bolton, turns, offloads, doing it all. Jazz Tavanga, 5 metres out. just hanging on the Cowboys.
Go 3. Jake,
Mannering.
no! Jake!
Green was on his haunches to make sure of the catch. Here's Bunty Afoa.
Move now!
Sideways before straightening.
Oh, mate, hold. Go 4.
O'Neill made the tackle. Mannering
Last
out of dummy
tackle.
half down the short side, but not far. And this is the last. Green, long, it gets to Johnson eventually. He'll go high, out towards the wing, looking for Fusatu. The ball is allowed to bounce, and there's a penalty to the Warriors.
They were trying to run David Fusatu off the football, but I think they actually missed, to be fair.
He wasn't running to the ball, mate. He went in front of a player and affected him.
There you go. There's the explanation to Jonathan Thurston. Something they've really cracked down on this year, the referees.
They've been big in both games. We saw penalties in the first leg here, Darryl, for running, attacking players off their line.
So when your attacking set doesn't really go the way you want it, and it ends up on the left side of the field for the Warriors, what a threat on the right with Fusatu when you know you've got him parked. Ignatius Parsi, yeah, he's got a smile as well. Why wouldn't he?
He's one of those players who's lost all 3 games against the Cowboys. And there are a few Warriors in that boat. Now Luke Bunty Afoa.
Ulio.
The leg lifts. They were lucky not to concede a penalty there. Hard to get Bunty beyond the horizontal. And now Blair.
Move! Matt, make it, mate. Hold. Go 2.
Eventually he plays the ball. Johnson for Green. Across field. Bunty Afoa gets the offload. Isaac Luke looks to do likewise. Mannering. They'd love him to go over. He couldn't reach out with that left arm. So close, the Warriors. As Carter, head down, tries to drive his way. He's there, looking for the grass. He thinks he's got there.
There was a long delay before Simon Mannering went up.
Tackle 4, mate. We've got no try. They're held up. Just confirm it doesn't touch the ground, mate.
Well, Solomon Carter was always going to go it alone. He has the body that does so much damage in that position. But I think the defence, and isn't there plenty of it there for the Cowboys, has done the job, Darryl.
Well, it hasn't until then, but he hasn't actually got to ground.
Stand in front of the play the ball.
Let's see if the arm carrying the football touches the ground, which it doesn't.
And who's got the ball? Who has to play it?
Too many arms under there. No try ruled by the ref. Can't hear any thoughts of the bunker.
The ball at no stage is grounded. We have a decision going to the board.
Hold him up.
Great scramble D by the Cows.
And they've done a lot of that, Darryl. They are really fighting hard to stay in the game, and they must be applauded for that. The Warriors throwing a lot at them.
Play it, mate. Play it. Come on. 4.
And here they come again. The drums start beating. Green gets his ball away for Johnson. Backwards again. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Straight into Michael Morgan and de Ground. So this is the last.
Go.
Johnson just dabs it through the defensive line. Cooper needs it to sit up. Eventually he goes to ground to make sure of the pickup.
Hold Adam. Wait.
Looked like there's some space through there for Sean Johnson. Looking to just kick for himself. So after all that defence and the attack that the Warriors have thrown at the Cowboys, let's see what energy they've got to deliver something. 7 to go.
We spoke about the Warriors and their goal line defence, but the Cowboys equally as good there. Very desperate in defence, 3 or 4 occasions to stop the Warriors from getting the try. Solomon Carter scored plenty of tries from dummy half already this year.
Here's Taumalolo. Can he get going? There's an offload for Thurston. The ball to ground. Granville cleans up. And it's play on. As Jake straightens. But they're only a few metres into Warriors territory on the last. So Thurston puts it high, chases and hopes. Out to Fusatu. Above the roar again. You don't take David on in the air. He's too good.
He's somewhat of a Goliath in the air, isn't he, Fusatu? I mean, Cooper isn't the worst in contesting kicks, and he knew how important it was to get a little bit of football back here for the Cows.
Now Ken Mamalo up the middle, the other winger. Look at the crowd, or listen to the crowd come to life as the Warriors' position improves here.
Go for.
Bunty Afoa crosses halfway.
Last tackle now. Hold the line,
This crowd will be back next weekend when the Warriors host Brisbane. Mannering to Johnson. Johnson kicks for the line, and he will find the line. 10 metres out. They are shutting it down. 5.5 to play.
Clever play there, Sean Johnson. Out the back of a block, brought the winger up, was able to find the space in behind. Nice, clever play there from the number 7.
So 3 of the first 4 games away from home for the Warriors. And now this is the first of 3 at home for them, followed by the Broncos next Saturday and St George the Friday after. Only 1 game in Melbourne and then another 2 at home.
So this starts a run where they have 5 of 6 at Mount Smart. And you look at the crowd and the atmosphere, it's only going to continue if they keep winning. What are we seeing develop here? The Warriors, a team some people picked to finish last, are about to be 5-0 with St George Illawarra. And you're right, Darryl, a fortnight away, it's Warriors against St George Illawarra here. A penalty to the Warriors. That's incorrect play the ball from North Queensland. And Matt Jekin is having none of it. Jake Granville with an issue, a cut to his cheek. They can smell blood and they can see blood, the Warriors.
They've got a conference here. This isn't about the breathing. This is about a decision. Let's have a look. We have been told, and we have been told again, play the ball with your foot.
No, he hasn't, mate. Mate, I know what I saw. The move.
Who would have thought?
Jonathan,
the first
you
5
asked me a
rounds of the
question.
competition.
He struck the ball well after it had passed him. That's, in my opinion, that's not a genuine attempt. That's not a genuine attempt.
Lots been said so far this season about the referees, the penalties, the interpretations, but I'd have to say I think they've been very consistent with their interpretation of the play the ball on the 10 metres, and I think in the long run we're going to see the game better off for it. So I know we might have to swallow a couple of tough games at the start of the season, but I'm certainly on the side of the referees in cleaning up the play the ball on the 10 metres.
You heard Matt Jekin spell it out. You've got to make a genuine attempt to play the ball with your foot, which still leaves a grey area. What is a genuine attempt? Why can't you just say you must touch the ball with your foot? But that's an argument for another day, Darryl. We're not arguing about play the balls. We're lauding the Warriors.
We've had a quality game of football here. That's what we've had. Great attack by both teams. Good completions. I mean, 91% up against 80% for the Warriors. And who would have thought the grand finalists of last year, who hardly ever get back-to-back defeats, either the Cowboys or Melbourne Storm, have been delivered them here at Mount Smart Stadium in the first 5 rounds of the competition.
Yeah. It's a very good point. Stephen Kearney standing in the shadows. Tony Ivo watching on. Sean Johnson, 4 of 4. This one from in front. He'll bump it from 8 out to 10. I wonder whether they give or gave any consideration to attacking again, chasing another try. Instead, they'll take 2. It's a 10-point margin. And let's compliment the Cowboys for their role in this game, Darryl. Their defence on the goal line recently, really impressive. Their completions, as you touched on, outstanding. But it hasn't been enough.
Short kick-off here for sure from Kyle Felt. Is it? Surely.
It will go high, and if Kyle Felt has his way, about 11 metres. That one hasn't broken the plane, so it'll be a bounce and played at, and it works for Gavin Cooper before he goes into touch. So it was bad, it was good, and it finished all bad for the Cowboys.
No rub of the green here for the Cowboys. To be fair, they're riding the luck of the bounce once it doesn't cross the 10-metre plane in the air. Tohu Harris, and away they go.
3 and a bit left. It will be 4 straight defeats for North Queensland. Their next 3 games are in Townsville, against Canterbury, against the Gold Coast and against Canberra. So on recent form, they are games full of opportunity for North Queensland to steady their early season struggles. Bring Jason Taumalolo and Jonathan Thurston and co back into form, winning form.
Fusatua straight over the top of Granville. It just doesn't stop.
Nah, Fusatua onto Solomon Akata. Not for the first time this evening. We are about to have 2 unbeaten teams through the first 5 rounds. St George Illawarra did it last night against South Sydney. The Warriors about to do it against North Queensland. And they're head-to-head in a fortnight. Afoa plays it. Now Green will shift the angle of attack out to Johnson. Again along the ground towards the in goal. He chases hard. Work to do for Ben Hampton, who gets back into the field of play.
There was a wall of Warriors chasing there for Ben Hampton. Antonio Winterstein comes out, delivers it to the 10. Afoa gets in the road. Thurston gets rid of him.
So this win by the Warriors head-to-head will make it 19 all, them and North Queensland. But at Mount Smart, the Warriors really strong. 14 wins to the Cowboys 6. The recent domination of the Cowboys about to be ended by the Warriors head-to-head. Now Scott Bolton.
Anthony Gelling is going to get a game today. He'll get less than 2 minutes.
Here's Hampton kicking across field out to Ken Mamalo, who will catch with some room in front of him. He can wind up again if he wants. Instead, he beats the first chasers and is tackled by Jonathan Thurston. Carter, Thurston forced into back-to-back tackles, and he's going to play the full 80 as per normal.
Mamalo's hurt himself as well, as Gelling gets his first touch.
Back in Australia after 7 years at Wigan.
He started off at the Roosters before heading to Wigan, plays over 100 games, scores 50-odd tries.
They laughingly say he became unfindable at Wigan, Anthony Gelling. Cult figure, erratic, eccentric. What can he offer the Warriors in 2018? Here's Petahiku. And his pass is lost by Vaha Pulu. Kyle Phelps finds Cooper in the final minute now. The Warriors rewarding a big crowd up above 25,000 who are warming again.
Adam Blair, 46 tackles for the match.
As you walked the streets this morning, Dale, people kept coming up and saying, I'm a Warriors fan, I'm a Warriors fan. How well are they going? They're everywhere suddenly.
We've got some more coming this way, don't worry about that. The ticket lady is going to be chock-a-block for the next month.
10 seconds left. The Cowboys on the attack. Thurston looks across field, drives it low and long. Well taken by Winterstein. Back in field. Gavin Cooper drops it. And the crowd, 25,000 plus, stand and applaud their team. 5-0. The unprecedented start continues. The roll goes on. They've beaten North Queensland 3 tries to 2. 22 points to 12 amid fantastic scenes at Mount Smart Stadium.